teams who currently find themselves atop the NFC East. The Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles are now in the midst of a battle for NFC East supremacy as the playoffs approach. Both teams desperately seek to recover from last week's setbacks, as today the Eagles look for their 9th consecutive victory against the Redskins with first place at stake. Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Redskins and the Eagles, a battle for first place. The weather's good. The teams are headed into the playoff stretch. We've got all the elements of good old NFC East matchup like we haven't had in a long time. I'm Pat Summerall with John Madden. And John, with all that in mind, what are the Eagles' concerns?
Well, you know, I think they feel pretty good about their offense. They just want to have good balance. And when you talk to the Eagles players and the Eagles coaches, their biggest concern for their defense is stopping Terry Allen. I think they have as much respect for running back Terry Allen as any player in the National Football League. Their other big concern is their special teams. They've been playing pretty well on offense, pretty well on defense, but they've been terrible on special teams.
And what about the Redskins? What do they have to do?
Well, you know, the Redskins think that they can move the ball, think that they can get a little advantage from their special teams, but their defense has been terrible. 2 weeks ago, they couldn't stop the run. Last week, they couldn't stop the pass. And when you're on defense, there's not much else you have to do.
Last week, the Cardinals got 615 yards against the Redskins when they had the ball. And coming up, it's the Washington Redskins and the Eagles from Veterans Stadium. John and I'll be back for the opening kickoff when Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station.
Home of Super Bowl 31.
Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. And an absolutely perfect day. Temperature up close to 60 degrees this time of year. It's just almost unheard of. There is the Redskin leader, Terry Allen. And as John Madden said a moment ago, he is gaining in respect for him as the weeks pass. He's one heck of a player.
It's going to be interesting to see how healthy he is. He hurt his ankle last week. Didn't practice all week other than Friday. And we talked to him last night, and he said he thinks he's going to be fine. But when you don't practice all week, you're really not sure until you get out there and do it.
The Eagles have won the toss. Mark Say will be back deep with Derek Witherspoon. Scott Blanton to kick it off for Norm Turner's Redskins. The Eagles get the ball first. Witherspoon has been dangerous in years past and this year. Good returner.
This is a different type of kickoff coverage. They're all in a bunch and they all broke, and then they're going to kick it.
And a running start. But it's going to be Witherspoon at the 7. To about the 30. Good return. Let's look at the Eagles offense, led by a remarkable quarterback, Ty Detmer. Gus Farrat on the other side of the field, his adversary. Detmer looks like you could break him in half with one hit, but he's a tough guy, and he's 4-1 as a starter. In front of him, Brooks, Panos, McKenzie, Holmes, and Cooper. In the backfield, Waters and Turner, Irving Fryer, Christie, Jones White, and rookie Jason Dunn, the tight end. Waters comes in motion on the first play. Ty Detmer's back to throw. And completes his first pass to Chris T. Jones. And let's look at that Washington defense. Sterling Palmer, Rich Owens, the two ends, Sean Gilbert and Mark Boutte for as long as he can go. The two tackles, Marcus Patton, Rod Stevens, and Ken Harvey. A group that frankly hasn't been playing well. And the secondary, Darrell Green, Tom Carter. The cornerbacks, Charlie Garner. Not the deep back, but split wide. Taken down by Darrell Morrison. But Charlie Garner, as the Eagles show up some wrinkles early.
You know, we were talking to John Gruden yesterday, the offensive coordinator. That was one of the things that he wanted to do is to get the ball in Charlie Garner's hand, because Charlie Garner is always a threat to make a big play. Here's John Gruden right here, and he's saying that he wants to get the ball not only as a runner, but as a receiver, as he just did then.
Second about 4. Ricky gets the carry and hammers close to a first down. One thing we'll be watching for when Washington is on defense is Darrell Green, number 28. Will shadow, will stay with, will cover Irving Fryer.
You know, the interesting thing about Irving Fryer, in the last 5 games, he has more catches than any NFL receiver. So if you talk about who's hot in this league right now, it's Irving Fryer. Darrell Green was saying when they told him that he was going to match up the whole game with Irving Fryer, he said he really got hyped. He said, it hasn't been like this in a long time here.
He just got a glimpse of the matchup. Detmer, the quarterback sneak, trying for the first down, probably got it.
You know, in the Eagles use that West Coast offense, and you know, John Gruden brought that in along with Ray Rhodes, and you always have to have a go-to guy. The go-to guy is always the flanker, because the flanker is a wide receiver, is off the line of scrimmage, and he can be moved. And the go-to guy here on this team is number 80, Irving Fryer.
Why do they hate to be called the West Coast offense so much?
I don't know. I think it's just, you know, because they like it to be their own offense, and they don't like anything to have a term on it. Like they were talking about in the pregame show, Howie Long was saying that the West Coast offense really doesn't, you know, get along with a running back. There's never, and that's true. And John Gruden has had his problems with Ricky Waters. I mean, we talked about the problem they had last week, but he's had 3 or 4 run-ins with Ricky Waters.
Detmer pitches back to Waters, who not only is quick, elusive, and a good receiver, he's gotten bigger and he's stronger and more durable now.
You know, one thing about Ty Detmer is he has completed the ball in the last 3 games to 8 different receivers, and that's one of the problems when you have a guy like Ricky Waters who wants the ball every play, and you got a guy like Ty Detmer who's throwing the ball to a lot of different guys, and you got Irving Fryer, who's the hottest wide receiver in the league, and there's only one football.
They go 2 tight ends this time with Waters deep, and Detmer back to throw it. It out of bounds in the direction of Waters, but he was just throwing that away. He is very adept at that.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's very adept at everything in the pocket. You know, we were talking to the coaches and just watching him on film, and he really moves around well in the pocket. He has a good feel for everything. You see how you know, he's only 6 feet tall, so he has to be able to move, to find lanes, to get away from things, and still be able to throw the ball.
3rd and 8. He hasn't gotten the ball to Fryer yet. 4 wide receiver. Trips to his left. Detmer from behind. Rich Owens came around the corner. Detmer didn't see him coming as he stepped up.
And that's what the Redskins need. If they're going to do anything, they're going to have to get a pass rush. And you're going to see Rich Owens. He's just coming right around that left side. He just went right around Richard Cooper and made that play.
So Tommy Hutton will punt for the Eagles. Brian Mitchell back deep for the Redskins. Hutton's left-footed. Kick sails into the end zone and out, and they'll bring it out to the 20.
Fans are booing that one. Here in Philadelphia, they'll boo anything, but they know their football. They didn't want that ball kicked by Tom Hutton into the end zone.
Well, he wasn't trying to do it, obviously.
Yeah, but if he did it, they're going to boo him, and there's a penalty on the play anyway. So they'll get another chance to boo him.
Darrell Green up to talk with the referee, Walt Coleman.
I think they should turn this penalty down if they haven't done it already, because the ball did go in the end zone, and they'll get it on the 20.
Holding. Offense,
well,
number 88.
They're not going to turn it down.
Repeat, 4th down.
Because now this really doesn't hurt the punter.
The punter can go ahead and let go now.
I know, and he can just punt it. And the only thing that it does, it does give the Redskins an opportunity to return. But if they took the penalty, then now they have to get a return. If they didn't take the penalty, they would have gotten the ball in the 20 anyway. So we'll see what happens here.
And Brian Mitchell, of course, is one of the best. High kick, and Mitchell signals fair catch and makes it, so they lost 8 yards.
Yeah, so they shouldn't have taken the penalty.
Right. Right again. You ever think about coaching again?
No way.
Nothing. First quarter. Back at Veterans Stadium in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. The Redskins take over at their own 14.5 yard line. That's Logan in motion, and this is Terry Allen hit behind the line of scrimmage by Rhett Hall. Let's look at the Redskin offense. Gus Frerotte is the quarterback. Won the job, of course, over Heath Shuler, Patton, Trey Johnson, Ulenek, Dahl, and Bordanish. Terry Allen and Mark Logan in the backfield. Westbrook and Henry Ellard wide, and Jamie Asher, the tight end. Now they go with 2 tight ends. Frerotte back to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Jamie Asher. Let's look at the Eagle defensive unit. Fuller, Dixon, Rhett Hall, and Mike Mamula. The front 4. William Thomas, Willis, and Farmer. The 3 rapidly improving and rapid linebackers. Bobby Taylor, Brian Dawkins, Michael Zordich, and Troy Vincent, the secondary. Zordich calls the defensive signal. 3rd and 13. Frerotte. Pump fake, goes deep. Incomplete, intended for Westbrook. Did it the old stop and go. Bobby Taylor, good coverage.
Yeah, that was real good coverage by Bobby Taylor, because Westbrook was trying to go deep, and he did it with the double move. It was the out and up. A lot of times if the guy bites on that out, then he can get by him on the up. Bobby Taylor played the out, then ran with the up.
So the Redskin offensive unit is 3 and out. Good job by the Eagle defense. Matt Turk, who has a very, very strong leg, back to kick, back out of his own end zone. Mark Say deep for the Eagles. And Turk puts it up high and long. The coverage is right there. Good kick and great coverage by the Redskins. Scott Turner, who was all over Mark Say. It's 0-0.
Now, watch this. Here's Scott Turner. He's being double teamed here. Now, the way to beat a double team is just go outside. You see, and to get outside, just run out of bounds. So Scott Turner's here. Now, he has to get away from Bobby Taylor, so he just runs out of bounds, runs up outside bounds for about 10 yards, comes back in, and look at the timing on this. He gets there right after the ball gets there.
Perfect.
That's the way to beat a double team, because a double team is going to inside out you, and you beat the outside guy by running out of bounds for about 10 yards.
1st and 10 at their own 33, 3 wide receivers, but that's Ricky Ward to the 40. Stopped by Ken Harvey. Right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Pat, after beating the Packers last week, is there a letdown in Kansas City? Opening drive by the Bears, capped by this 14-yard run by Raymond Harris. Bears on top by a touch. Back to Philadelphia, Pat Summerall and John Madden.
That would be a surprise if that holds up. That Bear Kansas City scores. 2nd and 3 here. It's Waters again. He's got the first down and more. Close to midfield. Darrell Morrison made the stop.
It looks like Ricky Waters is ready to play today, isn't he? Yeah, we know what happened last week. Here's Ricky Waters here, I formation. And this is a formation that he runs from the best. He just got that lead. He starts the lead. but he doesn't follow his lead because he found a cutback lane inside of his lead.
Waters 4 carries.